Hello everybody, this is Bench85. Welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 19 Season 1. And today is exciting. Today we are going to expand. I just jumped right over that combine. We're going to expand our empire, our farm. We're going to buy some land, which is quite exciting for me. Ooh, everything just jumped. What are these fields actually? Oh, there's a moneymaker right there. So that's not what we're doing. What I want to do, I was looking at where I wanted to expand. If we go here, which is doable, if we borrow a little bit, we've got sugar beets. Sugar beets do not do us any good because we can't harvest them, and I don't want to get the things that we need or to do it. We could do this one, but it is a long field, and I feel like this field might be more beneficial to us. We'll see. It's a hilly area, so it might be something good for us to use for baling at some point, possibly. It's close to it. Make a good baling field. So this is the first one that's coming due to harvest. It is sunflowers, and I think that's okay. I think we're just going to lease something quick. So what I want to do is I want to purchase this land right here, and now all of a sudden we have a bigger farm. Woohoo! Okay, so we have a long ways to go before we get the actual map finished. Well, what we're going to have to do now is to determine whether or not we want to purchase ahead or not. And I don't think we want to, because I don't think corn is something we're going to want to get into, at least not in that form. As you know, we'll have to get into silage at some point here if we start getting into cows. And unfortunately that field 20 back there, is a field we're going to have to do away with if we want to start expanding. Actually, in fact, 19 might get shrunk down too. We'll have to see. But the cows will end up going in behind there. And then I wasn't even thinking about it when we were talking about the different things that we needed to get into last episode. We were talking about cows and we were talking about pigs. I completely forgot about horses. Horses are the new item in this game, the new resource, or new animal, I guess. Not really a resource. There's a lot of new resources, but that's not one of them. And I don't know if horses would be something viable that we'd want to get into yet. We do have what we need growing right now to manage them. We've got a bunch of oats growing, and we do have, well, I think they need hay, so we don't have the equipment to do hay, unfortunately. If we go into the store here to make a purchase, see, you guys are so used to me in the past going to the store and starting the game out in the store, or in the episode. I tricked you guys twice now. Pretty good, right? This is a 3 meter, this is a 3.4 meter. We're looking at $9.69 for this one. $8.67. So I feel like this one right here would be a little bit more beneficial. It'll get done faster, and we only need it for a short bit. So I think we're going to lease it for now, and then we're going to return it as soon as we're done. At least that's the plan. Look at that. Nice field of cotton there. I do want to get into cotton at some point. Fortunately, though, I just don't feel like we have the infrastructure to get into it anytime soon. It's an expensive crop to get into, I think. I guess all of the specialty crops are, to be honest. Sugar beets are a little expensive to get into. Potatoes are a little expensive to get into, unless you do it on a small scale. And if you do it on a small scale, well, then it's going to take you a long time to do it. What else? Sugarcane. Although sugarcane can be a little more beneficial. I'm trying to think. I think you can harvest it like 3 times before you have to plow it under, basically, cultivate it under. So you do have that option. But the cool part is we can harvest this field. I was gonna go at it from the side, but looking at it, it looks like we're better off going at an angle here. And I was watching it before, when it was still growing. The heads of the sunflowers actually follow the sun. Actually follow it pretty well. So that was an interesting little thing that happened there. I'm gonna hire you, let you start taking that off. I want to look at this. Oh yeah, that actually looks pretty good for sunflowers. See like heads and leaves coming out. Looks pretty good. It's pretty quiet in here. They do a pretty good job of hiding the sound here. I'm actually curious, what, I think that they said that was for the Nova. Oh, for this guy right here. Or the New Holland Corn Champion. And this one is actually designed for the Corn Champion. Well, there you go. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 5 row. That is weird. The reason being is that you generally will match the head of your combine to the planter that you're using. The reason being is that if you... Let's get away from the noise a bit. Let's say you're using a 4-row planter, or let's go 6-row. You're using a 6-row planter. Those 6 rows that you plant are always going to be the same spacing, so they're going to match the head perfectly. However, when you come back around and do the rows next to it, if you're a little off, a little wavy, stuff like that, that gap in between there can go in and out, closer, further away. If you try to run down that path in the center of the head, it could get to the point where it gets too close together or too far away that all of a sudden your head basically starts to come back here. It doesn't line up, and you see the strippers and the cutters in there on the head. All of a sudden, if it's lining up where that point is on the snoot or getting close to it, it'll actually bend the crop over, knock it over, and it won't actually harvest it. So you always want your head to match your planter, and I don't remember a planter that can run as a 5-row. And you can also do it as it's loud over there, as multiples of. So I know some people that'll run a 12-row planter and will run a 6-row head. Just like you could run a 4-row planter on an 8-row planter with a 4-row head. You can do stuff like that, do multiples. It all depends on what you're working with. I think our neighbors, when I was on the farm, were running a 16-row planter, and I think they had an 8-row head, is what they were running. So half of it, that's pretty normal. I guess we are going to need this guy here. Hard to believe, looking at this, we're at 22 hours of on time in this tractor. I think I have 50 hours of game time already. That's crazy, and we really haven't accomplished much. So we may actually beat our record in gameplay in this season compared to 17, which that's crazy. The other thing I was going to look at here, we do have, and I do like that I can, there isn't much for contracts right now. That's weird. See, I'd have to borrow those items. I was thinking maybe it was something where I could only do things that I had available to me, like leased type items I couldn't use, but that was a leasing one because I don't have a baler. Although I do have some of the items, so maybe that's what was going on. I don't know. I get the feeling this is gonna actually be one bin full for the combine, so I'm gonna keep working here. And we have some other things that I would like to buy today, although I would like to get that contract done. But we are probably gonna have to borrow some to get some of this stuff done. And these fields here won't get done until those, or like planted until those fields are harvested over there. And that's going to take some time because I think I have a cereal crop. I think I have oats on those R2 fields, 19 to 20. So we've got some straw that we're going to be able to pick up. But I do want to purchase 29 here, which is I think just over 100,000. So I wanted to make a little bit more money on a contract. I just apparently am not able to utilize that contract right now. Maybe it's something that will show up here in the near future. Hard to say. This is the only one that might be worthwhile. Field 22. Yeah, this one. I don't mind the fertilizing contracts. They're pretty easy to do. But yeah, I'm gonna keep working here, and I'll bring you guys in from time to time as we start to accomplish more things. Well, it's an early morning start for us again, and this field actually has come available now. We need 128, so we're gonna have to borrow a little bit, which is unfortunate, but necessary for this purchase. So we'll come back here. We have access to this, so we're going to buy this one. So now we own even more. And we can harvest this field, which is what the goal was. I'm going to enable the straw swath, because we're going to utilize as much straw as possible. We've got a bunch that's going to be harvestable over there today. And we're going to get a bunch of straw from that too. So we're going to make the most of it. So, still working along. I do have some wool and some eggs that I could take up for some money too. I know money's going to be tight at the moment, but it's necessary. We get this harvested and we can get a plow. We're going to have to. I want to put these two fields together, 28 and 29, and make it into one good sized field here. Follow the road and stuff. That should give us plenty of space to work. We're also going to need a new planter because our planter is too small for working this amount of field. And actually our cultivator is too, but I don't know if we're going to have enough money to make that work. So we'll see what we can do when we get to that point. So I'm going to start harvesting here. And I think I'm going to get all of our fields harvested, turn in all the crop, and see where we end up here. Alright, welcome to what could be a wet and stormy morning, possibly. I don't know, there's clouds in the air. I see rain in the possible forecast, but now it turned gray, so I don't know if that means it's not going to happen. I'm not exactly sure how that works. Unfortunately, I was looking ahead at one of the things that we wanted to do here, and I get the feeling that we're not going to be able to keep this tractor. So if I repair this, so now I think if we sell this, yeah, it's worth 38,000 now. Oh, I hate to do this, but we're going to have to. We're going to have to sell that tractor, just because I was looking here. I could go with a little plow, but I kind of wanted this one. That one needs 180 horse. Our tractor was only 145. We look at seeders. We get this seeder, which is twice the width, which is what I wanted. 180 horse. And if we go up to any sort of cultivator or something that's bigger than what we have, this one needs 300 horse, 400 horse, even discs. This is the one we have right here, which is 5 meters. If we want to go up to like this guy's 6 meters, this needs 220. He's smaller. Yeah, the horsepower starts climbing like crazy. So unfortunately... Oh, it is raining. Well, it's kind of hard to see the particles. I have not seen it rain yet. So this is interesting. Anyways, let's go to tractors. We do have to move up into the medium tractors, and I want to see what this 7200... So this is the 7200 Pro Series. So we got a 7210. We got 30. So you got 170 horse. 214, 255, 261. Cool. We had a pair of 7220s. That's what we were running. Oh, you know what, too? I can't put a loader on the front of this. Oh, man. So we need the 7230, I think, if we're going to do this, because then we get the horsepower. Well, let's go back here and look. It's like 142 horse. He's starting to get expensive right away. Yeah, 228. Get your horsepower out of it, though. So our best bet's probably to go with that series tractor. So unfortunately, we're going to have to start borrowing money. And we're going to have to borrow more than that to make this work, unfortunately. It was what I was trying to avoid to do, but now that we bought the fields, it's something that we need to make work. So we're going to get the 7230. We're going to use the Trelleborgs. So you can get wide tires. Nope. You can get rear twins. Twins all the way around. Row crop. Crazy row crop. Wheel weights. Wide tires and wheel weights and standard. We're just going to go with standard. Yeah, that works for me. So 120,000, and now we have no money. We are going to need the plow. I wanted to get that going right away. Oh, so we can change this up. So we got the universal moldboards or the slatted moldboards. Aha. If I remember correctly, the slatted ones were for clay. That would help with that, but we're just going to get the regular one. So we're just going to start with that. We're obviously going to have to trade in our seeder at some point. Ooh. Well, it's got a front hookup. Ours did not have that. Trying to see. It's got the deflector up there for the yeah. Okay, so it's got two lights up there. We had a set of 4 up here. It's got the lights down there. It should be 4 across the back. Yeah. It looks really good, actually. Oh, does that sound good? Controls look about right. Let's see what it sounds like. The wiper runs. Noise-wise, it doesn't really sound much different than most of the other ones. So that's folded. Oh, this has got fenders on it. So we got a new tractor. There's a truck coming. Oh yeah, she cruises right along. I want to go see the shed up here, because remember how in 17 didn't matter where you were, it always rained. Boy, it sounds good. The rumble and everything. It sounds really good. Let's find out. Raining? Not raining. They fixed it. Nice. Oh, that makes me so happy. So you can actually have stuff under the shed here, and it actually stops the rain. Oh, sweet. I'm so happy. Well, obviously I can't do anything here until after the rain stops coming down. Or if this stuff's getting cleaned off. I don't know. So, I'll meet you guys back for some plowing when we get to that point. Hi, chickens. And we do not have a loader for this anymore. Ew. Not ideal. This stuff's probably going to get sold now. But that's okay because I found out something with these that I didn't know. Actually, there's a feature with the bags that I didn't know was there. And I'll show you guys that when we come back. So I must say that rain that we were having, that is the longest rain I've ever seen in this game. It was literally the entire day and the entire night, and it broke about 7 o'clock this morning. I mean, it was just straight up ridiculous. But here we are, doing some plowing here. I must say I like the physics portion of how this works with the plowing, because I have actually had it where if I put the right side wheels into the furrow like you normally would when you're cruising along, and I don't know how close I want to get to the road yet. I might end up going closer than this, but just kind of trying to make a line for now. With how much of a slope that is, I may not, just because it's going to be hard when you get into that kind of area. How far do I really want to go? Probably about there. The rest of it I can leave as is. I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, at some point this will probably get turned into a grass field of some sort. There we go. But yeah, if I drop it into a furrow, or like you can see here, I'm going up the hill. It is slow going. You definitely notice the difference. But I think really opening this up, getting these big fields, I think is really going to help us out. Actually, now that I look at this, I probably could have taken this a little further, but then again, there is a bit of a ridge right there. Kind of got to be careful, because otherwise we're going to have trouble getting the other equipment in here. We're actually going to turn the field over, so we missed some of this stuff here. Try not to get too close to the mountain, and basically finish it off right there. And just like that, we've completed that. We are obviously going to have to connect these, and I don't think I want to go any closer up in there because the terrain is just too crazy. There we go. That could have been a lot better, actually. There we go. Much better. So it is kind of nice also getting back to plowing with these style of plows instead of the cultivator style, because you do gotta kind of think ahead a little bit, because you do have this long path, so you gotta figure out where your front portion, where the front moldboard is going to be, and where the back one starts, and try not to take everything out. I've also noticed that it really slows your tractor down if you try to turn with it in the ground, which is normal. That's going to be usually a pretty good struggle in real life as well. And it does a pretty good job of, if you run your tractor wheels right, like the line that you want to follow is right on the inside of your tread lines. That's pretty much right where it needs to be. Probably could have ran that out a little further. So for instance here, I want to run up the field. can see I got the edge of the field right on the inside of my tire path there. And you can see the plow. It's pretty much perfect in that it cuts right into the edge of the field. So that's the ideal spot that you want to be. It does take a while. I mean, I did mention that the rain stopped early this morning. Well, I'm still running in 5X mode, but I don't know if you can see over there. I did elongate those two fields. I don't know if you can see it in here at all. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's the plowed portion. Needs lime. All of my fields need lime. So I extended this one down to the edge of the farm buildings, and this one I just kicked out. I'm leaving this part up here because it's pretty irregular for doing hay that we're gonna need, as well as we can use this area here. That is the plan. We got a little bit of money on us, and we're gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to get a different seeder for sure, now that we've got some extended areas here. But the idea is pretty much to plow everything today, or this morning, or into the afternoon, and then I'm gonna have to get the cultivator going and pretty much just cultivate as much as we possibly can. It's probably gonna take the entire afternoon to do. The other option would be is to just borrow some more money and get a bigger cultivator, which might be beneficial, simply from the standpoint of we're starting to get some farmland under us, and if we're going to get more farmland under us, we want to get things done quicker, be more efficient, basically. You see here it's pulling pretty hard, and you'll actually watch my speed will fluctuate a bunch, because it's almost like it's going through the plowed ground and struggling at times, and I should be going about 7 miles an hour, and since I'm going uphill, it's not doing so well. But I think I'm gonna leave that portion, you know, of figuring out whether we get another cultivator, whether we get another seeder, that kind of stuff. We're gonna leave that for the next episode here. And just kind of leave things off here. We got a plow. We got some new fields. We've actually expanded our farm, which is awesome. I feel like I need to take this closer to the road, though. Actually, no. I think I'm gonna leave it right where it is. So unfortunately, this is gonna take some time to dig this up, and I just realized that I need to get this part down here done because we don't have our point finished up here. I'm gonna take this field line all the way to there. I kind of wish that the map itself would update for the actual fields. Like, I feel like you should be able to create your own fields like this, and then when you resell them, you know, it shows to the game that you have, you know, a larger farmable area. You know, you have more farmland, so your property value should be higher. You know, you made improvements, it should show. Try to line this up, try not to drop the back of the plow in too far back. That's pretty good. Probably make a couple passes here. Just to kind of get a headland of some sort. Do some digging. But unfortunately the game doesn't work that way. That's the way it should be if it was trying to be realistic, but you know, it is what it is. You're going to get some improvements in some spots and some improvements that you don't necessarily need or don't want, or that you want and you don't get. But I will say there has been some numerous improvements to the gameplay that I really do enjoy, that they did a good job with. I'm happy that it's in the game. So it's a start. We can always look forward to Farming Simulator 21 down the road. I'm sure they'll continue to add more features and fix more bugs and more concerns that people have, and we'll just go from there. Take it one day at a time, right? Or one game at a time. And I'm sure the modding world will have the ability to do quite a few things. There was one thing I promised I was going to show you guys that was really cool, but unfortunately, it's just not going to be feasible for me to show you guys. We're going to have to wait till we get the seeder. Or have to fill up the fertilizer. So that's going to have to be for next episode. So I know I promised a really cool feature, but it's going to have to wait. So we'll get to it. But with that, guys, I'm going to keep plowing, and I'm going to leave you guys for this episode. So thank you guys all for watching, and as always, take it easy.